Great trailer to do a review on. So we're going to go through the 2018 Cougar 29 VHS. So this is a Keystone product, and I believe Thor is their parent company, but Keystone does their own manufacturing. So if we're looking at our sign here, the show price today is at $43,847, but the MSRP is actually around $53,000. This looks like it's a 29-foot trailer, but really its length is 34.6, and that includes the hitch. So probably our living space in here is going to be around 30 feet or so, right around that. So let's start with the frame. This trailer has a Lippert built frame, and what's significant about it is that Keystone does all the engineering for their own frame specific to each individual trailer model. Then they send it off to Lippert, who is the frame specialist, and they do build the frame specifically for Keystone. So that's a good thing. The suspension is a road armor. Now, I'm not really super familiar with that, but I would suggest you look it up and maybe do some comparisons between the road armor or the Dexter or the More Ride suspension. The trailer tires are a radial tire, which is a good thing, better for running, but it's also an ST trailer, which you can look it up on our How Do We Get That Information kind of to get more, but an ST trailer is better for driving down the road. It's comfortable, it holds the weight better on a trailer under 10,000 pounds. But it is a speed restricted tire, so it won't let you go over 65 miles per hour, or you shouldn't. You risk blowing out your trailer. So because of that, there's a lot of question about should you stay with an ST or should you go with an LT, meaning light truck. So these are tires that, you know, is a personal preference, but they're good for this trailer. Okay, let's carry on back and take a look at these jacks. Keystone has come out this year with all electric self-leveling, I think they're calling them, jacks. So yay, they're electric jacks. You push a button and there's a system in the trailer that's going to tell you when you're level or not. So that's really handy to have. There are 4 of them on the trailer. It's placed right here behind the tree, behind the tire, instead of at the far corner. So we kind of question that. Good thing, bad thing, not so sure. But when you're in the trailer, it seems fairly stable, and there's been a lot of people at this RV show in and out of the trailers. So they seem pretty good. Let's carry on around because there's some really great features back here. We're going to climb around because we're in a big building with lots of trailers, but I wanted to show you this. This seems pretty standard on all of these Keystone Cougar trailers, and it's a fold-down rack basically. So you could put your bikes on here, you could put your extra bins on here, whatever you felt you needed to store and haul along with you. I guess you want to remember it's back there when you're backing in, but because it does add an extra few feet there onto your trailer. But this is a really super cool thing to have. Lots of people just add them on their own, so nice to have. So let's go around back here. Satellite prep if you're wanting to hook up to some sort of satellite. You've got your cord here, which will get you your 15 or 30 amp electrical hookup. And it's a little tight back here, but Corey, can you fit? We want to show you underneath. So underneath this trailer you do have a fully enclosed underbelly, which is a really good thing. And then we wanted to show you the dump valves. This trailer has insulated dump valves. A lot of them come out and the actual valve is outside. Here they're underneath the trailer, so you can still access your black and your gray. You can still hook up your hose easily, but the actual valves themselves are higher up in the sort of basement portion of the trailer or subfloor, which is heated. It's got a ducted 2-inch heating into it, and that's also insulated. So that's a really cool feature, because you're just in colder weather, you're going to be able to get it. And you know what? I think that if the valves are not exposed to road grime and dirt and things, they're probably going to last longer and open easier, and I think that's a really great feature. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Especially in colder weather where it could freeze.
Right, and I just remember, not that I ever did it, but I can remember you when we had that travel trailer, and you would sometimes really fight because they would get tough to open and stuff, and you're just going to have less trouble with that. It's hard to see on this slide, but the mechanism to open the slide is on a corded system. So it has a motor, and the motor moves the cords through. Now, Cougar has a couple of systems, this being probably the lesser of the two, but it is able to move the slides effectively on a smaller slide. They probably wouldn't put that on their bigger slide, but they do on their smaller. And of course, these slides do have the, what do you call it, where you can do it by yourself? You can make it manual.
Like a self-override.
Yeah. You can make it a manual.
If it were to fail, you can close it.
Yeah, which is, I mean, hopefully these slides aren't going to fail, but nothing's perfect. And if you needed to, you could override the system. These are pretty popular windows. I just want to say that while we're out here. In new trailers, these are pretty popular. They'll open up from the bottom and you'll get flow that way. They look really good. They're not my personal preference, just because I like a slider that has more flow through it. But there's a reason they're going to these, and that's because they're super popular and people like them. So while we're here, I want to talk about the wall construction in the Cougar trailer. This is a Cougar half-ton, so these are lighter trailers meant to be pulled by half-ton trucks. Aluminum framing throughout all 4 walls, and actually the floor and ceiling. But you get an aluminum frame around the windows and doors. You're getting Luan on the inside, and you're getting a 2-inch wall with the hard foam insulation with the fiberglass, which has a Phelon topping on it for gel coating. Now, there seems to be varying opinions about how important that is. Seems like a feature, but from everything I've read, not necessary. It just kind of glosses things up, and you could probably do without, but it's there, so it is. The system with which they make these walls, though, is a laminated process, and they are running it through a pinch roller, which is not the best system. It's a lot less expensive, but if you're going to have laminated walls, the concern would be delamination, or the separation of the layers, which would leave you with a warped wall. And the causes of that are going to be moisture or shearing forces. So the more you can do on a laminated wall to make it stronger and the adhesives stay together better, it does produce a better wall. And pinch rolling is not the highest standard that it could be. So that's walls.
And all 4 walls are the same process?
Right. The floor and the ceiling are not. And they still have aluminum rafters and joists, and the floor joists are 3-inch aluminum on 16-inch centers. but they have a fiberglass level in them of fiberglass batting, so that doesn't get put through the pinch roller in a laminated process. There is 2 layers of OSB plywood through there, so that's not as green, a little bit heavier, but we'll show you as we go inside. It seems to be fairly strong. All of these processes, whenever you are applying wood, the worry is if it gets wet, and especially things like OSB. But if you can keep it from being wet, take care of it, then I'm sure it'll be just fine. So the roof, also a couple of layers on it. It is a TPO roof. Again, that's a rubber roof, which is quite good, and it's a lot lighter than other types of rubber roofs or other roofs in general. But it also is not the highest quality of rubber roof that could be put up there. So everything's a give and a take, and there's pros and cons. And if you use one product, it may be more expensive or it may be heavier, and then that comes out down the line in the trailer in some other way. So this is not a bad roof. It is just not, in my opinion, the highest quality that could be chosen, but that's just my opinion.
I see there's a ladder there. Are you able to walk on the roof?
Yeah, this is a fully walkable roof. So, I mean, that speaks to its strength and quality as well. And it is a curved roof, which then the water can shed from better, and then the water comes down into these sort of little eaves troughs here, and they spill out. So that's another good feature to keep the water off of your roof and draining away from the walls of your RV. If you can keep the water out, you're doing pretty good. So, and an aluminum frame is a nice, lightweight, strong framed RV. Okay, should we go around and look at the front?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at the front of the Cougar trailer right now, and you can see it has a nice shape to the fiberglass cap. So it looks good, and it's pretty aerodynamic, I guess, going down the road. It has good lighting, and the lighting's important for when you're pulling in and it's dark and you're backing up and you need to unhitch. So this is a huge, good feature to have. What I'm not loving about this is that there's no rock guard on here, and as you drive and your vehicle kicks up, there's nothing there protecting. It's kind of interesting. The rep was telling us that between manufacturing in the West and manufacturing in the East, there are different changes. And in the East, for some reason, they have guard. In the West, they don't. So, other good features, you've got an electric jack there to pull your trailer on and off of your truck. You have 2 30-pound propane tanks on this trailer, which is great because you got 60 pounds of propane on board, but a little bit more difficult when it comes time to go and fill that tank. There's also a 12-volt battery there, and it looks, you might be able to fit another battery in there. So the other feature, if you want to have another battery that is good about this trailer, is it's ready for solar. There's no wraparound. So if you have some solar panels or you want to put on a solar system, you can do that, and it's all ready to accept that. Okay, so let's go around and look at some of the other features on the outside, like the storage. This is great storage. These are a big opening. It's a full pass-through. It's lit. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. You can also see the aluminum frame in here, and you can see the double welding. Well, you might not be able to see that side, but I can feel it. There's a weld back there. So that's important because, believe it or not, some manufacturers don't double weld. There's a magnetic hold up there, so that's good. These are fairly solid doors. I guess let's have a if they can make it stay. So I'd have to question the latch on that. Maybe that's just the show latch. But it's good that it stays up. I just want to go to the outdoor kitchen before we head inside. So this mall does have an outdoor kitchen. It's small, which is fine with me. And it's also, well, this is kind of high. Some of them are really high. This isn't too bad. So you got a grill. This grill is connected to the propane. So that's good. Cleans up easy. It's decent. You've got a very small fridge here, which I can't open. There we go. Super small, but you know, you're just putting your soda or things in it. It's useful. Keeps the kids from running in and out because they can come and get their drinks here. Or you can put your barbecue sauces or those kinds of things that you'd use on the grill. Oh, into the bed. Big awning. Almost runs the full length of the trailer, and they're lit. That's a pretty standard feature now, but it is certainly nice to have. It'll be an electric awning, so just a push button, none of that getting out the big long pole and pulling and stretching. And the arms will lift up high enough that it's not going to hit you in the head when you're walking by. It certainly doesn't hit us in the head.
If it does, that's your problem.
So we'll go inside. I just want to point out the aluminum steps. And they're quite strong. They're in a good position. They're not going to get rusty on you. It's got a good grab bar. Here's your outdoor plug-in receptacle, so that's nice to have.
There's good water on that side too.
Oh yeah. This, we didn't mention it over there, but this also has the black flush in it, so that you can clean out your black tank when you need to. And this also has the friction door. So you don't have to worry about hooking it up to the side anymore. You don't have to worry about it ripping out of your hand in a wind. You don't have to worry about anybody slamming the door. So that's a nice feature. Screen door. Gotta love a screen door, especially with this little feature so that you can keep the bugs out when you are opening and shutting the door. So, I wanted to also point out the spare tire is right underneath here. Let's hope you don't need that. Hey everybody, come on in and take a look at this great trailer. It's beautiful. Into the bedroom. This is a front bedroom, and it is nicely appointed. I do like the lit storage in the front there. We've got closet space here with a rod in it. Fairly solid doors. We'll talk about cabinetry in a bit. That's fine, feel free to look around. Lots of storage up there. Of course, I'd have to climb up to the top to get at it, but it's there anyhow. Lighting. The storage down here doesn't turn my crank a whole lot. We do have an electrical plug-in on each side, and there are USB ports up in there. Can you see that? Right up in the top above the shelf. It's a little tight in here. You do have your night table sort of area with a bit of a cubby hole underneath. So that's useful.
Is this a king or a queen bed?
This is a RV king. So it's a king across, so it's nice and wide, but for those of you who like your king beds, it's not just the width most people like, it's the length, and this is not a residential king length bed. Got to take your pick. It's nice, it's really nice to be able to walk around three sides of your bed, to be able to reach up and make your bed. It's nice if you need that width. But like I say, most people need the width, want the length, and this is not. You wouldn't be able to trade this mattress out for a residential mattress if that's what you were looking for. But you know, it's not a bad mattress either. Let me just show you some storage here underneath. So that's quite a bit of storage. You can put lots of stuff in there. And it's not too heavy to pick up either. Some of these can be super duper heavy. So I like these windows. I'm not in love with these blinds, but it's kind of a love-hate relationship. They're better than a lot of things out there, but they're a little tough, and I worry about how long they're going to last. I'm saying these blinds are definitely adult-only blinds, because children will fiddle with them until they're broken. I like the decor. It's nice. You have air conditioning venting, and you have an actual vent in the roof, as well as you have a register in the floor for heating. So the beauty of all that means you can shut your door, and you actually can still have a heated or air-conditioned space. It's not just out there, it's ducted into the bedroom as well. Very nice. The door on here, if I can get it undone, is, I can't get the thing undone, but it's on a roller. It's certainly not a good solid door, but it's a heck of a lot better than a curtain. So I like the door. I like that it's on a roller. It's stopped. It's guided on the bottom. It's latched very tight because I can't get it undone. So it gives you good privacy. I think it's decent. So depending on what your needs are in a bed, for me, I would get a queen and have bigger walking space on the side, because the two of us only need a queen. If you need a king, then this is great, but remember, not a full king. Okay, let's go on out here.